This weekend, me and Tina are camping at West Branch State Park in Northeast Ohio. It's only about a 15-20 minute drive from our home, but we haven't been here in several years. So we thought we would come up here with our Excel fifth wheel and our Silverado 3500 dually Duramax truck. Last night we had a campfire out here, and this is our site number 30. We put up a canopy over the picnic table for some shade. It is supposed to get up to about 88 today. Warm and humid. Like I said, yesterday it was about 83, but we did do a campfire for about hour and a half last night. Just a little bit of wood, take the chill off. As you can see on our site, I had to add some stabilizing blocks because of hanging the back end out, and it got so low we had to put blocks under the rear stabilizers for them to even touch the ground to slow it down or to stop the shaking. So I'm going to walk around the campground here. There are some campsites like this one next to us. There's another one that you can get larger fifth wheels into. But there's other sites that are short. I'm not going to walk the whole campground, but let's walk some. The one thing that surprised us and that we forgot about from previous visits a long time ago was that they had full hookup sites, and I didn't even look at those. And there might have been one or two that we might have been able to get. But like most state park campgrounds in Ohio, the majority of the sites are electric only, and you fill up your fresh water tank near the dump station when you first come in. And then when you leave, you go to the dump station and dump your gray and black waste tanks. Site 82. The one thing this wouldn't work for us is because we have a deep slide out on the passenger side. It would end up in the trees, and our door would come out in the bushes there. So, but that one, the table you can put in the back, in the fire ring in the back. But let me just walk down through here so you can see several sites. One thing about the government camping websites is you got to pay close attention to the pictures of each site, and a lot of times the pictures is not very big, because if you have slide outs, you got to make sure that nothing's going to be in the road of that. Your length is going to make a difference. Now these full hookup sites are pull through here. But across from these pull-throughs, you have just electric sites. So if you're going to stay at a state park and you go to the website, be sure to pay attention to the sites. West Branch State Park is on West Branch Reservoir. We've seen a lot of kayaks up here and people with boats, pontoon boats and some ski boats, but a lot of people hauling kayaks on their vehicles. They also have a small beach here at the campgrounds. But West Branch State Park has a large beach across the lake for the general public. As you can see, the one thing about camping at state parks most of the time is there's a lot of space between the sites. It's more nature oriented and there's a lot of trees compared to private campgrounds that try to pack you in and you're close by your neighbor and you might even be able to look in their window if they have their shades open. Also, a lot of people riding bikes around the park. These sites are too small for what we camp with, a 36-foot fifth wheel, but for people that have a short RV, they're perfect, or a pop-up camper, a travel trailer, or even a small fifth wheel or small Class A. Some sites tilt down, some sites tilt up, so you just need to pay attention, try to pay attention to the pictures. Sometimes it's hard to see but on the picture, but make sure you bring leveling blocks and boards to level out your camper if you're going to a state park, in case they're uneven. Even though Ohio State Park sites where your RV sets are paved, that doesn't mean that they're perfectly level. If you travel with your dog, we did find that when you turn onto the road to drive back to the campgrounds, that they built a dog park just up the hill on the corner there. So we've been taking Nutmeg out to the dog park to let him run loose, because in the park he's on the leash all the time. So we take him up there to run loose, and if he's got to go potty or something, he can do that. This morning when we were up there was like 3 other dogs there, and they have a little pond, and so we let Nutmeg loose. We took a towel, and all the dogs went swimming in the pond together, and Nutmeg had a lot of fun running around and jumping in and out of the water and swimming through the water. It actually wore him out pretty good, so that he was pretty docile the rest of the day, laying, sleeping, or when we go for walks, he's not pulling as hard on his leash. But there is a dog park nearby you could take your dogs to if you want them to go off leash for a while. There's people here with older travel trailers like this Shasta, but there's also people in like older motor homes. It's one thing about camping at a state park is no matter how new or how old your RV is, you're accepted and people don't care. Some RV parks like having a 10-year rule where they say if your RV is 10 years old or older, you're not allowed in without showing them a picture, typically to show that it's in good condition. But when you stay at a state park, they don't have these type of rules. They do have a playground area, nice playground area here, and with a sandbox and the volleyball pit. All of their bathrooms and shower houses look really new and rebuilt. Down here, this is one of the spigots to get potable water when you first come, if you're just staying at an just electric site and not full hookup. And then you have your dump station here, one on each side, so two people can dump at once. It's rather busy, I'm sure, at checkout time, especially on weekends, on Sundays. We're here from Sunday to Tuesday. We'll be checking out in the morning. And then there's also a second potable water site over here. They do have a gift shop in the building where you check in, the entrance building at the campgrounds, that has your typical some camp stuff, tumblers, t-shirts, a lot of t-shirts. Some things like that, but and then a bunch of kids' toys and things, some swim stuff too. So this is one of the, I believe, bathroom shower houses. Let's check that out. The one thing me and Tina noticed is the bathroom part with the toilets and urinals and sinks is separate from the showers. They built these with each shower has its individual door. All the shower houses that we've looked at and been in are all like that. They're fairly new block on the outside, and they're all divided up the same way. And they're really nice shower houses. Tina said the one drawback she found when she took a shower this morning was that there was no temperature adjustment for the water temperature in the shower. She tried playing with the handle and it was just hot. So I don't know what's up with that, but at least you know you're going to get a hot shower. Now there's some more small sites. In these sites you have a little bit of you have what you could call lakefront property. You can look out through the trees and see the lake. You can see West Branch Reservoir. But the majority of the campsites do not. I think with the temperatures getting up in the upper 80s, the winds have picked up today. Yesterday it was very calm, and this morning it was calm. But lunchtime the wind was picking up, and our awning I had out, we was bouncing around and I was concerned about it breaking, so I put our awning in, even though it was providing us good shade at our entrance door. Here's a nice size Class A you see backed up here. Into a site. So judging sites is one of the things when they put measurements up on the campground reservation. They go from the back where the parking piece is and the asphalt to the front, and a lot of times you can back your RV back past that spot. Depending on if there's trees or anything right behind your site, you can back farther back like I did, and about put your wheels against the concrete parking block. So just because the site says it's, say, 36 feet, and I have a 36-foot fifth wheel and I need room to park my truck, if there's plenty of space behind, it doesn't mean that I can't fit in there. Especially on our rig, there's like 5 or 6 feet that hangs out behind the axle, so I can back up quite a ways and still have room for my truck. If most of the state parks throughout the United States, but I know in Ohio they have a 14-day limit you're allowed to stay, reserve and stay, and then after that 14 days you have to be out of the park system for a certain amount of time before you could stay another 14 days. But if you're going to stay 14 days or even more than a weekend, you probably need what I call a blue boy, because the tanks used to be blue. Now a lot of them are gray also, but you need a waste tank on wheels that you could hitch to the back of a vehicle, pickup truck or something, so that you can dump your tanks occasionally if you're staying longer. And you also will need a way to bring more fresh water to your RV, whether it's a bag or a tank in the back of a truck, or 5 gallons at a time, a little 5-gallon jug or something that you can go get water and then dump in. Normally we don't stay long enough to have to do that, but I do bring my blue boy just in case we fill up our gray water or black tank, or gray tank or black tank prematurely, using too much water. So this is our trip to West Branch State Park, July 10th through the 12th. We're enjoying our stay, just getting away and relaxing. So if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and to see any future content that I create, be sure to subscribe so that you'll get notified.